Did you know that drug companies market the placebo effect of their drugs along with the actual effect that their medicine has? Let me just break that down for you, because this is eye-opening when you understand the significance. So let's say a pharmaceutical company is launching a new drug and they want to get it tested to see how effective is this new medicine. They will do their trials, right? And let's say they'll give a group of people their drug and they'll measure how effective that drug is. Let's say it's 50%. Now that'd be high, but let's say it's 50%. So they've determined that their drug has a 50% effectiveness rate. Now what they'll do is they'll go to another group and they will give them a sugar pill while telling that group, this is the drug that we're testing. And they will measure how effective that drug, right, which is now the sugar pill, is. Now let's say, and this happens all the time, it's pretty common, pretty normal rate, that sugar pill works 15% of the time. It has a 15% effectiveness rate, right? They've received no medication, no real medication, just a little sugar pill, and they believe that they're receiving the drug. And 15% of those people get better, or they have a 15% effectiveness rate. The drug company, they will take those numbers, that 50% and that 15%, and they'll combine them, and they'll go to market and they'll say, our drug has a 65% effectiveness. So it's not that the 15%, they just whack on top, right? It's not coming from the drug, it's coming from the belief that people have that this drug will help them. Now, when you understand that the placebo effect is real and powerful, you should be able to understand just how powerful belief is in anything. That simply by believing that you're going to get better, you get better, right? You don't have to take any sort of pharmacological intervention, any drug, medicine, whatever. Just you believe, your brain, you believe that you're going to get better, and that sends signals to the rest of your body to start healing. Now, this is obviously very useful in regards to medicine and healing in general. If you really, really believe that you will get better, then you will start getting better regardless of, or I won't say regardless, but the likelihood of you getting better is drastically increased compared to if you believe that you won't get better. But you can use this when it comes to anything else. Belief is the foundation of action. It's the foundation of changing results, of improving outcomes. And so when you're trying to do something new, then the first step is actually believing that you're going to win, right? You're going to succeed in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Because simply, it's not that simple necessarily. Well, it is simple, it's not necessarily easy. But simply by believing 100% that you are going to succeed, you drastically increase the odds of you succeeding. Drastically. And I just think this is something that not enough people really know about or think about or use intentionally. I think in today's world, so often we're, especially with the scientific method, we're sort of raised to think, well, if I can't measure it, if I can't first see and touch and whatever this thing, then it can't exist, right? And I'm sort of making this jump between the scientific method and the way that we approach our own goals, because I think that this very logical, rational approach to thought and to this process of gathering evidence is actually hindering our ability to manifest the things in our lives that we want, because we're so heavily reliant on being able to measure this thing first before we have it. Or And the problem with that is, of course, if you're doing something new, you don't have proof. You don't have evidence. You can't measure to say that you're successful because you're not successful yet. But if you don't believe that you will be successful, then you're drastically reducing your likelihood of being successful. You're kind of kneecapping yourself, right? As I just shown, the placebo effect, belief in your own ability to achieve something increases the likelihood of you achieving it. So while I think that the scientific method is great and it's very it's been extremely beneficial to us, I do think that that's one of the downsides. It's one of the things that it's sort of taken away, this attitude that the only thing that is what would you say? The only thing that is valuable is the thing that we can measure, or the only thing that is real and the only thing that is valuable is the thing that we can measure and we can test. And that's just not the case. It's a difficult argument to make, and especially as I'm not expertise enough to make it. But there's more to what is real than just what we can measure. And when we understand that and we know these tools like belief, then we can utilize them in order to get the results in our lives, or increase the odds of us getting better results. So yeah, I think it's really useful, really fascinating. What about you? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow and get these kind of messages out to more people. I think that a lot of people out there would benefit greatly from understanding the way that our brains work and the power, the real power that we all have in our minds. When we start to harness that power, then man, we can do amazing things. And you know, the people that have done the most amazing things throughout history, they believed in the vision, they believed in the mission first, before they had any evidence that they would be able to accomplish it. Before they had any evidence that it was possible, they believed that it was, and that process of belief led to them taking actions that ultimately led to them succeeding. All right, till next time, peace.